Hello and welcome to Module 8. This week we're going to be transitioning into discussing application, which is incredibly important. We can do all of this research, all of this study, and never really bring it home to our actual lives, which would be a huge mistake, in which James in particular warns us against. So this week and next week we'll be studying application. This week we will look at how application should be consistent with authorial intent. So if Paul, for instance, meant something, and we come up with an application that is completely outside of what he would have meant, maybe he didn't know our specific situation, but the principle contradicts that, then that application wouldn't be appropriate for that passage. So what we're going to do, especially in our assignment, is you need to discuss the meaning. So you can use the tools that we've already learned and used in this class so far to help us understand what a passage might mean. Now, that would be a place where you could really distinguish yourself for a high grade or just maybe an average grade if you show that you can use the skills that we've already learned. If you just talk on and on about the passage as if you never took the class and don't show any familiarity with the skills that we've learned, that doesn't do much for a high grade. But if you use some of the skills, then that'll definitely show me that you know how to come up with some good understanding and meaning for a passage. Once you've done that, what you want to do is try to find the transferable significance. So really, how can we bridge the gap into today? Are there any life situations that you're going through now that line up with the transferable significance? Maybe something with faith, other things that are going on in the passage that might have to do with Paul, say, or James. I keep coming back to Paul, but say, Paul was in prison, and maybe you've been in prison, or maybe you haven't, but have you been in a situation or a context where you felt imprisoned or out of control, or someone else is in charge? You might be able to bridge a gap in that way. So trying to find comparable situations or applications for what's written. Now, I do want to say that our assignment tells you to use Philippians 4:21 through 23, and it will also ask you to do that in Module 8 for our final assignment, which is our huge assignment. As I'll say in Module 8, I think that might not be the best passage to actually use for this assignment and for Module 8. I want to suggest that a better passage might be Philippians 4:10 through 14. I think you would enjoy it more, and it will be easier and actually more fruitful to dive into with the skills that we've used in this class. But I'll leave it up to you. You can use either one, and you won't be docked for either. But you can use Philippians 4:21 through 23 or Philippians 4:10 through 14, whichever one you'd like. Have a great week.